Hello, everyone, and welcome to our newest show, Red Skies over Chult, an eldritch horror D&D campaign set in the far future of the Forgotten Realms, 1924 DR, which, for context, our main campaign that is set in the Forgotten Realms, Task Force Unlikely, it takes place in the year 1493 DR. Let's see. So, we're going to introduce all the players in but a moment. But first, I'm going to set the scene a little bit. We are in the city of Port Nyanzaru, in the peninsula nation of Chult, way down at the bottom of Toril on the map. Think Republic City from Avatar, Casablanca, Rio de Janeiro, that kind of jungle. Well, Casablanca's not a jungle city, but Rio is a better, probably visual metaphor of it's got that harbor and the mountains surrounding it. Industrialization has come to the Forgotten Realms, and much like our own timeline in the 1920s, industrialization, mechanization have overtaken especially the Sword Coast and the Dale Lands. Here in Chult, it is a much kinder modernization. There's still industry and manufacturing, but it has been done environmentally safely and safer conditions for workers as well. It's a tropical crossroads and paradise city in many ways. The city at this point is run by the Merchants' Council as opposed to merchant princes. They are democratically elected every 4 years. They consist of all humans, as far as you're aware. Their names are, you don't have to necessarily write this down, but they are Kamari, Tia, Liwa, Eliseo, Zilda, Boyaz, and Jessamine. Jessamine has served on the Merchants' Council for 450 years. She is, by all outward appearances, a human, however. Okay. Okay, here's the thing I was trying to find earlier. Let's see. Chult is a paradise. The Industrial Revolution of the North did not reach the shores of Chult, or rather, that is an oversimplification. The destruction, disease, and pollution never reached Chult. The Merchants' Council, democratically elected, and the Triceratops Society, secretly, saw the preservation of Chult's wilderness and sacred spaces while introducing a hybrid of magical and mechanical innovations, clean, safe energy, and modernization for the future of Chult. And the other thing that we established in our Session 0 is magic is, because of this kind of commercialization and modernization technologically, magic is much more mundane and uncommon at the same time. If you can flip a light switch and you don't have to hire the wizard down the street to... sorry, somebody's... There we go. If you can flip a light switch and you don't have to hire a wizard down the street to cast daylight for you, yeah, why would you do that? So... Okay.
Sorry,
what was that, Daniel?
My audio is being very weird on this laptop.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah, I can hear like a creaking.
Get your chair.
I don't have a desk here. I'll just push to talk.
Okay. Okay. So, Um, let me first say, does anyone have any questions? And then we'll start introducing characters.
I think Dan is trying to test audio and it's not working.
Dan, you're just straight muted. You're not pushed to talk. You're muted.
I know I'm not. I'm testing on my computer, not
okay.
with.
Okay.
I just saw you saying words and couldn't hear you.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Questions? Otherwise, we'll start introducing characters. Okay.
I'm good.
Let's start with Timothy.
Hi, I'm Timothy. I'm playing Daemon Devlin, who is from the Moonshae Isles. He has been in Chult for about 18 months. And he has sort of been gadding about to find some means. He's sort of been traveling, and he settled here. Really likes the climate. Really likes the attitude towards the environment. But he doesn't really have anything secure. He's always looking for a gig kind of thing. He's got DD Investigations. Daemon Devlin, he speaks like this. And his parents own a pub in the Moonshaes, and they want him to come back and run it, but he's got a problem with all of that because of his pact. He's a warlock, hexblade. His weapon is a morning star that is basically something he made an arrangement with, and he feels it might be a bit unpredictable, so he wants to keep it away from the family. And so, anyway, that's Daemon.
Okay, perfect. Jay.
Where to start? I will be playing Emissary, or M, who is a Warforged built to look like a gnoll from somewhere probably nearer to Thay, and has just been traveling ever since they finished their original job. Likes learning new things, interested in learning how all the people get put back together with their weird squishy bits. How do you work? And
Oh, my sweet summer Warforged.
And for whatever reason, ended up here in Port Nyanzaru following whatever trail of learning they were after, I suppose.
Perhaps something about the ancient death curse. And Daniel.
Hello, I'm Ash Sterling with Radio Free Chult. I'm a reporter extraordinaire. Person of many faces. Changeling reporter extraordinaire. Best in the world, I'd say. Come on, you guys, let's talk. You guys knew I was going to do a funny voice for this character.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I was just waiting for it.
Every game, I got to do a voice. It's in my contract.
So does what's your character's name?
Ash Sterling.
Ash, that's right.
But goes by any number of aliases. They are from Chult. They have sort of a trans-Chultlantic accent.
Trans-Chultlantic, nice.
Sure.
Does poor Andy. Is Ash, like, how does Ash present as the character? Is Ash the true name, and you provide the radio announcer as a different person, or how do you do this?
So Ash goes by a couple of different names. It goes by Ashner, well, sort of being an anchor, and Ashner is the one that he uses most of the time. Ashner being a burly half-orc who wears, very traditional newsman outfit.
Okay.
There's as an investigative reporter, he goes by Ashley, who is a half-elf who wears a flapper dress and carries around a microphone. The microphone, by the way, of course, is Ash's spell focus for all of their spells. And
Cool.
for going for more undercover stuff, he, one second, what was the name I put for this one? Luger Lou Ironjaw, and a sort of a muscular hobgoblin dock worker looking guy. Like I said, many faces.
Cool.
I love
So
this.
yeah, it's great. So I had said before that Damon had a connection with you, so maybe he knows Luger. Like
Probably.
that's how what the N is. Anyway, cool.
Luger talks a little bit more like this, capiche?
Not surprised.
Yeah, it's matches Malone. Okay.
I realized I didn't describe myself. Physically, my tiefling has wings, which he usually wears under like a poncho sort of thing, just to be a little more low key. He's got the classic sort of spade tip devil tail, but he has like antler type horns as opposed to that, and he sort of he smokes and he has a little mustache and stuff. He wears like a suit. His fire resistance sort of gives him a little edge in the heat. He sort of is that guy in the tropical outfit who's always wearing a suit and sort of has like their ties undone a little bit. And they look a little, but they're not super suffering, and they're always wearing the suit. Anyway,
red-skinned?
He's actually like red brown, and his antlers too, like sort of the way some woods can look. And his eyes are green with like gold flecks. His hair is a dark green with light green highlights and some little bit of purple starting to come in at the temples. And he wears it sort of slick back. When he gets like Jimmy Stewart bent out of shape, the forelock comes down.
Sure. Yeah.
Damn it, Mr. Potter, that kind of stuff. And yeah, he's smoking pretty much constantly.
Sure.
He has fire resistance. So
right, exactly.
Hopefully
his lungs are at least that part. I don't know if he has nicotine resistance though. I don't know if it's nicotine. Maybe it's something else. Maybe we have other plants that we smoke. Maybe it's
Chult. I'm sure they got something.
They have the good stuff in Chult. I'm sure. So happy there.
Does Daemon have a brand? True Strike cigarettes.
I like True Strike. Sure, True Strike is good. Now. That's good.
That's true. That was going to be my one go-to.
It's a lot easier to write a physical description for a change than you just check all of the above for everything.
Right. It's like a roulette wheel. You just go eyes, hair, ribs, whatever.
What do they look like? How are they feeling?
And is M, like you said, you look like a knoll that tends towards they. Are you like steampunky looking? Are you
very much so steampunk looking? A little short for a knoll, about as tall as maybe a kind of tall human.
Okay, it's like 6 foot something or 7 foot or
like 6 foot something, like low 6 foot.
6'3", 6'4". Cool.
Depends how the hydraulics are moving on that day.
Okay. So, let's indeed start with Daemon then. Daemon, so you said you're a bit of a private investigator, man for hire kind of thing. So what's your normal, if there is such a thing as a normal day or average day for Daemon look like?
Following up on any sort of leads for work, leads that are about work. So like first thing, get a quick bite, have some coffee, probably lighting up right in bed, get up, smoke in the shower, kind of thing. If there's a shower, I don't know. And dress to the nines, do a bit of reading. Get up pretty early with the sun. and then go hit the street, walk about, get maybe a piece of fruit or two, say hello to people, have a look at some of the flappers walking by in their dresses, and I don't know what the general sort of fashion sense is here in the 20s in Nyanzaru, but go down by the water and check the broadsheet, look for any opportunities, have a word with some of the people if they need help on the docks. Sometimes they're not too strong, but I know how to order people around. Some of the people like that, I can organize a sort of an offload or an unload, and that's sort of how my day starts. So I probably do that. I don't know how far into the day you want to go.
Okay, perfect. It's getting to be about lunchtime.
Okay.
Sun's high. Fashion sense is like kind of America 20s, but a lot brighter. It's or not brighter, because the problem is I'm just picturing black and white photos. Nothing's in black and white. Because that's not how color works.
Right.
No, but it's a lot. It's flapper dresses. People do wear suits.
But does it have like the bright painted, like the way it is in the buildings are like in Cuba and stuff? The way
yes, yeah. The architecture is very bright. Yeah, like that. Yeah, kind of coral pink everything.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still an old wall around the city. That the city well spreads beyond at this point, but a lot of light colored suits to reflect the heat.
Right.
So as you're down by the docks, and it's about lunchtime, the little work whistle blows and everyone takes their Union 30. Somebody comes up to you, and they're dressed unlike everyone else. They're wearing all black. Black suit, black shirt, red tie, hat low over their face. And as they start talking to you, can I get a perception check?
Yeah. It's gonna be.
Have sunglasses been invented yet?
Definitely wearing sunglasses.
Not so good on the perception check. I got an 11.
Okay, yeah, you kind of shielding your eyes, looking at this guy. He's keeping his head pretty low. It does look like he has sunglasses on.
Does
Some
can I
kind
make
of
it?
weird Asmodeus cosplayer.
I would like to insight and just see if it looks like he's trying to hide his face.
Sure.
That's a little better. 15.
50. Yeah, you would intuit that he is trying to hide his face.
Okay. Let's see. What are they saying?
Yeah, maybe not from you, but from somebody.
Okay.
And yet he just says, Mr. Devlin.
Yeah.
I heard your services couldn't be procured for coin.
Well, depending on what the thing is, what you got in mind.
My employer is very generous. Nothing weird. All above board. And if you hear the job, you don't like it, no hard feelings. We'll pay you a day rate, and you'll be on your way for your time.
That certainly sounds very fair, almost a little too fair. But you're approaching me here, broad daylight as it were. So I'm inclined to pursue this notion. Where and when am I to follow up on this?
They'll say this evening after the bell strikes 7.
Right.
And they will point at... Oh, come on. Stupid Load faster, Wiki. There we go. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
They will point to a large, opulent building that is not quite in the architecture with the rest of the surroundings. It's much older. It's ancient, you would even say, and you know that's you've been here a bit. You know it's Golden Throne, which is where the Merchants Council meets.
Okay. Wow. All right. Am I to ask for anyone in particular?
He will hand you his a card that seems to have his name on it.
Presented.
Yeah, and it just says what's his name? His card says Vezer.
Vezer.
Vezer. Yeah, Vezer.
Okay. Z with a J. Got
Z
it.
with a J.
Got it. Well, Mr. Vezer, I'll see you at 7 bells sharp. Just in the. I see you, or I present the card, and they'll take me to you, or.
Present the card, and we'll get you squared away, sir.
Perfect. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, and he'll tip his hat and kind of looks around, and then he seems a little with that 15 insight check from earlier. I'd say he's new here. One, based on his dress, he's not really dressed for
The heat.
Yeah.
Right. Does he look uncomfortable?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
And species? Human?
That was harder to tell with the
Okay.
by all appearances human, some kind of humanoid.
Humanoid.
And wasn't anything immediately, like didn't have fur or tiefling colored skin or anything like that.
Right.
So, but human size too. So in the human elf spectrum of some kind, probably.
Right. Okay. Didn't get a look at his ears because of his hats, probably. All right. That's good. So, fade to another scene?
Yes, fade to, let's go to M. M, what does a typical day look like for you?
Well, they need 2 less hours of rest than everyone else. The day starts probably pretty early. They also don't need stop for breakfast, so they probably jump immediately into working on things. It's like between all of I could list all of the different tool sets I have on me to make things with. There are a lot of them. Do that for a few hours until the market starts to come up, then just seed into the market, sell what wares that they can. Maybe watch a few other merchants, try to learn a thing or two.
Okay, yeah, give me an insight check.
I can't just say 20 anymore.
No. Not this character.
Still do pretty good though. Where is it? Well, I rolled an 18.
Okay, that's
19.
Enough. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can get your slowed real fast. It's taking too long. You did good. Okay, yeah. So looking around, you definitely are picking up a couple things, a couple useful tips and tricks. It seems like people like it if you like make a lot of eye contact with them or something. Repeat their name over and over again. Build a brand and a camaraderie. But yeah, you're picking up very basic things. A couple things you're noticing. There seemed to be a... you're from Thay, so you usually deal with creepy humans. They're doing things that Thayans wouldn't do.
I didn't realize that humans had so much hair.
Yeah, and not a lot of tattoos. Or certainly less tattoos. But you're also seeing elves. The elves dress very differently than everyone else. And you notice kind of an enclave of them walking around, and every couple of feet they kind of stop and look at something and behold it, and like, what's this? What treasure is this? But like, it's a pocket watch. Pocket watch. And it does what? It tells time. But the sun and the moon. It tells time better than that. You're the worst. So there's
This
a group
works
of...
inside.
What? What dark sorcery is this?
So are the elves like Amish people?
They're just they. It's like 1493 never left.
Oh, okay.
I like to imagine
they're
they have the same tech level, but they're really dramatic about it.
They're all dressed like Legolas from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, cool.
And such. Like, they just flowing robes, kind of open shirts, glistening with sweat. But yeah, they're just, every couple of feet, they're asking merchants, and what is this? It's, I don't know. It's a gun. A gun. Yep.
I was tempted to ask for a gun. I didn't, out of being nice. Now I kind of wish I had, but you're
I
probably
just
happier
forgot.
I don't have one.
You can get one in the marketplace if you'd like.
I just forgot to ask for a gun, to
maybe
be
later.
honest.
Because if I get a gun, I'm gonna make it so I don't have to reload that gun. Because I can do that.
You've invented the machine gun. So you're noticing elves, kind of walking around. So have you set up your own stall? Like, are you selling wares, or are you just kind of going? Do you have like an established contact that you sell things to, or?
Probably worked it out with one of the established merchants that, like, some days I'm there, I'll show up. We'll just have like a rug full of things, just like, there's some glass work, there's some potions, here's like a row of pocket watches, because I was really into those for like an hour or 5.
Okay, perfect. And what's the merchant? What's their deal? Like, what do they like?
I don't really know. I hadn't thought about them really before this moment. Do you like dead silence? It's one of the things that happens when you're making things up as you go.
Yeah.
I have to ask: is anything in the market labeled Tarbeck Tough?
Does the brand survive 500
Does
years?
the brand
is that what you're
survive
saying?
500 years? Yeah.
The brand itself is Tarbeck Tough.
But is Tarbeck's face on the can, and has it been 1920ized? Is he like all like slick hair and like?
Looks like an old rubber hose cartoon.
Yep.
They've redesigned it so many times it barely looks
Exactly.
like Tarbeck anymore.
Yeah, he's back to having hair.
Right.
Does he have gloves? Doesn't he have gloves? It keeps changing.
Is there a monocle? Is there not a monocle?
Okay. If you would prefer Jay, I can just make something up, but
We'll go with this is their arrangement with M is probably something like this merchant is being nicer than they know they should be,
okay.
just because they can tell. Like, M is a whole lot of talent without a whole lot of direction right now, so.
Okay, so yeah, so they'll turn to you as the day goes on and kind of look at you, and they always comment on the quality of your craftsmanship, and they say, what are you planning on doing after this?
After?
Are you, yeah, like tonight or
No, tonight, well.
the rest of your life?
We're not sure how long that's going to be.
Okay.
We'll find something eventually, I'm certain.
Well, are you looking?
How does one not?
And you're blowing my mind now. Thought I was asking the questions. No, just you've been here for a bit. I'm just curious. You came to the end of the world for a reason.
Yes. Oh, that was when I was trying to learn glassmaking.
Some fine glassmakers here.
Just like holds up some bottles that they made.
And you are among them, M.
Oh, thank you.
Just worry about you. You don't get many robots around here.
Do stand out, I suppose.
They'll say that you're welcome to stay here as long as you need. You're always welcome in this stall. I just want you to keep your options open. You know, I don't know. Take a job. There's a notice board over there. Try something. Make a friend.
Are you not my friend?
Make a second friend. I am your friend.
Ah.
I am your friend, but we're more like workplace acquaintances. We don't really hang out after work. I mean, we can.
Daemon's just gonna kind of stand up and go look at the notice board.
Very literal. Okay, yeah, so you walk over to the notice board, and there's a couple things on there. One's calling for able-bodied young people, a quick, easy coin down by the docks. Another one's a recreational goat ball league. That's got a bunch of things taken off it. Free guitar lessons. A juggling class that has nothing. Just it has never been touched. None of those little things are ripped off. Which is a shame because I'd like to know how to juggle. Anyway, so the yeah, and there's a couple things kind of towards the bottom. There's a warning about kind of like all citizens of Port Nyanzaru. Caution: frost giants have been seen again in the area. Do not try and reason with them. They're crazy.
Here on Radio Free Nyanzaru, we ask, are they really crazy?
There is an ad for a couple radio stations, interviews at one of them. There's one calling for brave individuals looking for a change of pace. That's kind of the broad list of them.
Free guitar lessons, man.
I mean, they probably get really excited about the free guitar lessons, and then they think about it for a bit, and they're like, wait, they probably mean playing the guitar, not building one.
That's how they get you.
Well, if they want us to be more daring, we suppose we can try being brave?
Okay.
And pick the most obviously flagged quest marker one?
A little exclamation mark goes away from the top of the notice board. Yeah, it says to go to the there's an open call for brave individuals at the Golden Throne.
And possibly worth noting, Im looks a little old school. Like, they have a nice 3-piece suit over some scale mail, and they wear a cloak that drapes over their head because, again, they stand out and walk with what appears to be a large bronze staff.
So they look out of place beyond the fact that they are a warforged gnoll.
Pretty much. Well, like, part of the reason they have the cloak on is it covers their head, so, like, from behind, it kind of just looks like someone wearing a hood unless you get it at an angle to see that, like, the tip of that hood is, like, the peak of the hyena neck and not their actual face.
Right.
So it's the difference between just looking just out of place and, like, oh, that's a 6-foot-tall robot hyena person.
Oh, my 5th one today. Okay, perfect. And now we'll cut to Daniel. What's happening at Radio Free Chult, or Port Nyanzaru?
Well, Ash is going to get up at like 5 a.m. and just immediately start pounding back the coffee.
Early risers, this party.
Mm-hmm.
Not by choice, this one. Ash doesn't get a lot of sleep. And is immediately, basically the first thing they're going to do is shapeshift into a janitor and start cleaning up the studio. Because they had to let go of their janitor, unfortunately. And then they're going to shapeshift into a maintenance crew and start turning all the lights on.
Okay.
And then finally shapeshift back into an anchor and go to find their Kenku partner in crime named Mike, or in Kenku, the sound that you would make by tapping a microphone. Yeah, that. Thank you. And is going to sort of poke them awake. By now it's probably around 6 a.m. So, Mike's not exactly getting much sleep either.
Yeah, kind of shake him awake. He'll open his beak and an alarm clock noise will come out.
Mike, come on, it's early. Just don't. Every day. Okay.
He just says, "You're telling me."
Yeah,
And, like,
I know.
some like shock jock kind of drive time radio voice.
Oh, it's perfect because when you do the morning radio show, he can be the soundboard.
He's on the soundboard.
Oh, he is. He's also the person we get to record interviews for us. He doesn't have to come up with new stuff to fill dead air, but he has to keep repeating stuff he's heard. So they're gonna basically start doing like the morning news, and it's like, "Good morning, Port Nyanzaru. Today is a balmy 80 Celsius, Fahrenheit. Fuck it, we use Celsius here. It's a balmy 33 degrees out today, so be sure to pack your light wear, your swim trunks, and be prepared for another summer day. Summer is, of course, the only season in Port Nyanzaru."
The Forgotten Realms use a third, more confusing temperature scale. It's measured in Elminsters. It's not a good system.
Are you serious?
No.
I was gonna say.
I thought you were serious.
It's 1.5 Elminsters out. What does that
In other
mean?
news, the dragon turtle has eaten another ship, which we're all cool with for some reason. Nobody has done anything about it.
The phone board just starts lighting up. We love that dragon turtle.
All right, yep, we're getting another call. Caller, I believe that is a 511 number. You are on the air.
We love that dragon turtle. Leave it alone.
Okay, immediately hangs up. Just immediately, like, all right. So on to the sports news today. The Port Nyanzaru Trailblazers defeated the Port Nyanzaru Clippers 1-7, or 7-1.
You're like reading it upside down.
It's the early morning broadcast. There are a couple hiccups. Still waking up.
Forgive me, I've only had my third cup of coffee this morning. And then I'm gonna sort of nod to Mike for him to do some shock jock stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And later today, we've got an interview with one of the members of the High Merchant Council about the recent outbreak of. Give me the name of magical disease.
The palsy. That's not a good one.
Oh, the palsy.
I think
Of
that
fire
might
palsy.
Okay,
Fire
okay.
palsy. Oh, boy.
Just palsy is a bit too close to a real disease.
No, it is a
maybe
real
let's
disease.
not
I couldn't
do
think of anything for some reason.
Fire ballsy. How about that?
That's not
Fire
good.
palsy.
Perfect.
That's
You don't
better,
want to know,
yeah.
guys.
The
No one
recent
wants to-
outbreak of fire palsy sweeping through the lower quarter. And then I'm going to sort of nod to Mike to repeat a snippet of that interview.
Okay, yeah, and he'll start going.
But first, we've got a lovely song for you today. It's Boat Aches by the Number. And then rather than any sort of like music start playing, Ash is just going to start singing, mimicking the voice of the actual singer, while Mike does the sound effects and instrumentals.
Okay.
And at the end, of like panting, it's like it's just Mike is chugging just a giant thing of water. And
Can't
now,
afford to get the actual recordings, so we just do it live.
30 minutes of dead air.
That's how you guys like stay afloat. You don't have to buy any records or have any other. You just make it up.
Alright, and I am out of here for today, but before I go, first up is an hour of chanting.
Mike, I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. Ever since we lost the rights to those musics, things have not been going well.
You got that right.
You know, I appreciate that you sort of absorb the morning anchor before you left, but it's kind of... Never mind.
That's gotta hurt.
It really does, Mike. It really does.
He kind of looks at you like, I'm sorry, this is all I got. Like,
I'm sorry to both of you and to myself, but Mike is my favorite character so far.
Oh no, I designed him to be the most lovable character ever.
Good job.
And then after a while, Ash is gonna go, "Oh shit, we're still on the air."
You say shit, man.
shit.
Uncensored radio free Nyanzaru. Nyanzaru. We're hiring, please.
And then
WFBM.
Mike will say 104.5 on the dial.
I love it.
And they're gonna take a short coffee break after that.
Which says, now for some smooth jazz. But then it's dead air because you don't have any of the smooth jazz anymore. But he doesn't have any. He's running out of transitions.
Ashley will be like cranking a gramophone with one hand.
Okay. So during your break, an individual comes into the studio and walks up to you, kind of like you can see them like through a couple doors, like windows in the doors, like walking past like the office, and they're kind of looking around like, there's nobody here. Like,
I'm gonna shapeshift into like 4 different people conspicuously walking like through the windows to make it seem like the building is more populated than it actually is. I am right now wearing a blazer and vest and sort of nice suspenders and dress pants, but I never actually put on the blazer. I'm always like perpetually holding it over my shoulder backwards, like this.
Makes you look more relatable, more approachable.
Exactly. And when I get to the door, I am in the form of a burly half-orc, standing at about 6'5", and I'm going to open up the door and say, "Hello there."
Kind of looks up. Yeah, I'm looking for the proprietor of this
One second, I'll
establishment.
get him for you.
Okay.
Dan, you cut off.
You're muted, Dan. Sorry.
He's gonna run back in, sort of rumble around, come out wearing like a gigantic, poofy pink and white dress, hair all done up in this like ridiculous do, full makeup. Like, yes, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
I'm sorry. Who are you?
I'm Petunia Wallaby. I'm the proprietor of this station.
Okay. This is just not what I was expecting.
I like to dress up real pretty in the mornings.
Of course. And he'll introduce himself as Zeru.
Nice to meet you, Zeru. Charmed, I'm sure.
Yeah. I guess I meant no offense, ma'am. I guess I meant the talent. I wanted to see the normal news announcer.
Well, you were just speaking to him. I'll go get him for you.
The half-orc.
He'll run back in, change back into the half-orc, miss a little bit of the makeup, then he's going to open the door, and he's going to, like, brush his face and realize he still has some of the makeup on. He's going to shut the door again, clean the rest of it off, and open the door again and say, "Yes, how can I help you?"
One person vaudeville show right here.
Yeah,
Great.
I was going to say eldritch shtick is happening in this game.
Zeru kind of like has it look like I think I'm part of a screwball radio act and I don't get it.
This is one of the hardest but also most fun characters I've ever played.
He'll say, I'm sorry. What was your name again?
My name is... Excuse me. My name is Asher Wills. I am the anchor here at Free Nyanzaru Radio, Radio Free Nyanzaru.
Yeah. I'm here on behalf of the Merchants Council, and we don't appreciate some of the interviews you've been running lately, and also your very, very anti-Dragon Turtle stances. That Dragon Turtle is a veteran and has served this city well for hundreds of years.
And ate my cousin. Kind of trumps all the other stuff, but we'll put that aside for now. What exactly did the Merchants Council say?
They just sent me here to ask you to come back into the fold. We'd love to have a wonderful radio presence here again at Radio Free Nyanzaru. Get you some additional employees so that the head news anchor isn't answering the door.
Oh, we're on break. It's fine. Everything's okay here. What sort of journalistic changes would this entail?
No, I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary. They just want first pass before you say anything. They just want to. Don't think of it as censorship so much as a free editing.
Sort of free and Radio Free Nyanzaru kind of contradicts what you're saying there, bud.
Oh, maybe I'm not pitching it right. Can you just please come see my boss?
Is this a normal request to come see your boss, or is this a threatening request to come see your boss?
Whoa. No one in the Merchants Council, I was a consortium, that's a different show. No one on the Merchants Council would threaten a journalist. It looks bad.
All those times they threatened me.
Well, it's threatening with lawsuits and such for libel and slander. Slander spoken.
Slander spoken. When it's in print, it's libel.
When it's in print, it's libel. Thank you, Spider-Man.
Bring me pictures of Dragon Turtle.
One of these days, that fucking turtle.
I love how it's like that's suddenly making Dan also J. Jonah Jameson.
Exactly.
Yep. As soon as he started irrationally hating on the Dragon Turtle, that's immediately where my brain went.
And I like the idea that the Dragon Turtle is secretly like the Dark Knight of Nyanzaru, protector of the city.
Monologuing to itself every night.
Yeah, underwater bubbles, in a gravelly underwater voice.
Blah, 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 blah.
Swear to me.
Exactly.
What? No one can hear you. You're underwater.
He says something, then the bubbles come at the surface, and when the bubbles pop, it's like, swear to me!
I'm not the one wearing hockey pads.
Anyways,
two favorite Batman quotes.
Asher sort of like, ugh. And his face like droops a little more than is naturally possible before he corrects it. And he goes, fine, I'll come see your bosses.
Thanks. Good luck with the rest of your show. Don't take calls.
What time do you need? Why can't I take calls?
Oh, I just don't like it. They're all idiots.
I mean, that is true.
The sports radio section, as soon as you started letting calls, it's just idiot after idiot. They all think they can coach. They can't.
I always thought they would talk about the games, but usually it's just they're mad at me for the way I cover the Dragon Turtle.
It is the team mascot of one of the teams, right?
Yeah. Sorry, hold on a second.
There has to be like a Dragon Turtles team. But what time do you want me to come by?
Yeah, around 7.
Of course, always around 7.
It's always around 7 with these people.
Yeah.
Bosses.
Like a lucky number or something. Anyways, you take care, buddy. I'm gonna go finish my broadcast.
Yo, you got it.
Hey. And then he's going to go finish his broadcast. I assume it's done by around like noon because they don't really have anything to fill time.
Yeah, it probably doesn't last very long.
Surely on in the morning till noon.
But who are they going to run in the afternoon? I used to be the evening anchor, but then...
It's the best of Mike, and he just does his best to do sound clips the whole time.
Yeah.
The best of Mike, and Mike does his best.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And usually around that time is when Ash goes out to try and collect some stories, some juicy gossip, some hard-hitting news about powerful and stuff, and maybe any eldritch goings on lately.
Ash's Eldritch Corner. This week.
Fish people. Again. Always with the fish people.
Give me a survival check, Ash.
Survival?
Survival.
Fun. Oh boy. Can't I do investigation?
No.
Dude, if you fail, you die. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Or is it?
Or is it?
Sorry, I closed my D&D Beyond sheet 1 second. That is an 11 plus... I think plus 3? Let me check, sorry. I apologize for this. It is... Come on, load.
It's plus 2.
Thank you. It is plus 2, so a 13.
Okay. Sorry. Marty said he was having trouble, but it might just be on his end. Okay, trouble with the stream.
Hearing people, or
No, see, he said he just lost it.
oh,
But I'm looking at it on Twitch right now, and there are some dropped frames, but nothing. Okay, I think it might just be on there. But he says it's okay now. That's all that matters. Okay, you got a 13 on your survival check. Okay. So an old adage kind of passes through your head, and it seems weirdly applicable today. That you just kind of remember you were up so early, you noticed this. Red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky in morning, sailors take warning. There was definitely a red sky this morning. Whether or not that's an eldritch horror, who knows? Who could possibly say? It's not on the overlay.
No.
What overlay? What name of the show?
Okay. So
What premise of the show?
Okay, so eventually the three of you find yourselves outside of Golden Thrones around 7. The sun's getting low. Hasn't set yet, but the shadows are long down the street. Everybody's kind of going home for the day. All the The market stalls are closing. A couple some electric lights flip on stores. So there are stores certainly still open. Just the market square area is the open air market is closed. And the three of you kind of eventually realize you're all kind of standing near each other. What would you all like to do?
Is Ash who is Ash right now?
Ash right now is Ashner, the reporter, the half-work reporter. He's wearing his blazer now, though. That's how you know it's serious.
Are you sort of a known entity? Like, are you sort of like, are you like newsy? People are like, are you like, I'm here with the news?
There are two very public personas that Ash has. One of them is Ashner, the reporter. The other one is Ashner, the anchor, and then there's Ashley, who is sort of the frontline reporter who does interviews and such.
Right. Okay. Well, Daemon will say, well, watch out, Asher. And so he's like leaning against the wall, having a smoke, waiting to go in.
I'm surprised you recognized me.
Oh, well, I had my suspicions, but now that you've opened your mouth, you've removed any doubt I had with that distinctive voice of yours.
Yeah, sorry. It's just a voice, but, you kind of slip into it, slip out of it.
What you apologizing for your voice for?
I don't know. I guess my voice changes a lot.
Oh, that's interesting. I suppose that's part of your stock and trade.
It definitely is there.
Is this is a friend of yours? Indicating emissary. And as I say that, I sort of look at you too, emissary, and if you catch my eye, I'll sort of wave.
I mean, emissary is there, but it's very clear they're kind of nervous. They're kind of like holding their staff close and like hiding behind their hood of their cloak.
Sure. Okay. I'm not trying to make you nervous.
It's fine. We're just...
Do you want an autograph or something? Are you a fan?
No, it's new people are just... It's exciting, but it's also kind of... I don't know.
I think I know how you feel. I'm used to it, as well. But, if you travel around, you got to go through it, I suppose, if you're going to make your way in the world. My name's Daemon Devlin. Pleased to meet you. I'm from over Sword Coast way up north, the Moonshay Isles. So I've been here in this town a year and a half, I'd say.
Well, we're emissary. M for short, please.
Call you M if that's your preference.
Thank you. Been here a month or so? I sell wares down at the market. I make all the things I sell.
Really? Might be interested in seeing your wares. Always after a few things to, make life a little bit easier. I find clever folks such as yourself usually responsible for things like that. Anyway, this is, I don't know if you follow the radio, but this is, Asher. Sort of, leading, newsman, I suppose is the term. Broadsheeter, maybe on the radio, though. Sort of.
Maybe I used to be, but not anymore. Our ratings are not quite as good as they used to be.
What do you mean? News is still happening, though.
Some people want to hear it from less controversial sources.
Oh.
Sometimes if I tilt my ears right, I can pick up radio stations.
I was going to ask, but I wasn't sure if that would be insensitive or not.
That's really fascinating. I'd say that's definitely...
Sorry.
Are you,
Say that again,
yeah.
TP?
I'd say that's definitely an asset.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like your attitude, Daemon.
Oh, thanks. I just try to cobble together whatever I can to get through. So that's sort of a philosophical attitude, I suppose. Make the most of what you got. Anyway, I got to go in for an appointment at 7. Don't mean to be rude, but I think it's getting. By the way, the sun is sinking. I think we're getting close to the hour. I'm gonna stop
I'm gonna
this.
pull out my pocket watch, which I'm assuming I have.
Sure. Yeah, it's 7.
Yeah. So I'll stub out my cigarette on my hand, and then tuck it away. I'm not gonna litter. And I'm gonna go. Are you also going in?
I found a flyer. It said 7, so I don't know if we're going to the same place, but we're going to the same building.
And I was called here specifically because of reasons for 7.
Well, maybe it is the same. Maybe it's different. It is a big place, and there are 7 people in charge here, right? So, M, where do you set up your stall in case we're not going to the same place?
Well, I'm over in the market. I go off of merchant's name stall. He
Okay.
lets me have a corner.
Oh, okay. Sort of a consignment area or something for yourself. That's good. Well, I'll come find you if we're not, presuming we're not going in. But I'm in here for some kind of work. Maybe it is the same. Good. So yeah, I walk in. What's it like inside?
Okay. So the inside, much like the outside, is from a different time. It's straight up a castle. And inside it's it's a little more crumbling than it is on the outside. The outside is pretty pristinely kept. Inside it's immediately you're like, God, there's a reason why they don't build buildings like this here. It's like stifling. It's just not.
Oh.
The airflow isn't right or something like that. It's like this is why they don't build buildings like this. Normally, this is why the architecture doesn't match.
M does not notice nor care.
Yeah.
Right.
But in there is it's been set up to look, like a little modern office. Doors have been added to a couple walls and they've kind of built extra stone walls to make kind of big old bedrooms into smaller offices. And Vejer, the man, the individual who saw you, Daemon, kind of is standing in the hallway, nods at you. He no longer has his hat on. You can see he is a half elf.
Okay.
His hair is still kind of swept over his ears, but every once in a while, if he moves, you can tell they are slightly pointed. And he doesn't look full elven. You believe he is a half elf.
Right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No. Good.
He says, "Excellent, Daemon. Mr. Asher, sir, will be with you in just a moment. I think. The council member will see you momentarily." Points at M. "May I help you?"
Holds out the little slip of paper from the flyer.
Someone answered our advert. This has never happened before. It happened.
The guy who wrote the copy is like, really?
Slides in. Really? I told you it'd work.
You came here willing?
Yeah, he's like, I'll go tell the councilwoman. Runs down the hall. He comes back and he says something to Vezir, who kind of looks a little surprised, and Vezir says the councilwoman will see all three of you right now. Well, that's convenient. Please follow me.
Okay then.
All right.
I guess we all are here for the same thing then.
So you walk down the hallway a couple turns later. There's a nice little door, like a fogged glass insert, and etched into the window says Merchant Councilwoman Jessamine.
Oh.
Vezir knocks and opens the door, and you all enter a very sparsely furnished office, but a big, nice wooden desk, and sitting behind it is just this tiny little old woman.
Hello there.
Yeah, sort of tip my head down, tip my antlers down a little bit, and it's sort of a bow, and say, greetings, Councilwoman. I'm Daemon Devlin.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you.
She gestures to the seats in front of her desk, and she stands up. And standing up, she's not much taller than she was sitting down. And she shuffles over to a sideboard and points to a little bar area and asks, "Would anyone like anything?"
Sure. I'll have what you got there?
She's got rum, tequila, whiskey, vodka, pretty much.
Well, I'll take a whiskey neat, I think.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
It's been a long day. I'll have one of everything. I mean, a gin and tonic.
Oh, I was gonna say Chult and iced tea coming right up.
Hey.
Is that what that's called?
Yep. That is actually established somewhere in D&D Hattonverse. It might be in Thank Torm's Day.
I will have a Chult and iced tea.
Okay, yeah.
I like it.
She'll make you a Chult and iced tea, splash a little soda in there,
There's
slide
enough
it down
alcohol
to
in it to kill a fucking elephant.
you. She pours herself and you, Daemon, some. It's neat whiskey, but it's basically overflowing from the tumbler, and she slides it to you, and she looks at you, M, and doesn't quite know. Like, well, do I ask?
Well, M is also uncertain about just what the situation is. They know they don't want or need a drink, but
just kind of nod and again pours herself some very tall, neat whiskey and kind of shuffles and shakes a little bit on her way back to her desk, and kind of like off the top. Okay, well, down to business. I called two of you here individually, one of you under slightly false pretenses, because I wanted you mad at me. And then another one, someone finally answered our advert. That was the original plan, and then that didn't work.
Wait, so are my pretenses? What are those?
Yeah, I wanted you mad. I wanted you to get a fire in your belly, because I noticed that, honestly, I mean, it seems like you phoned it in lately. I know there are budget cuts, but like it's obvious it's just you and Mike. Like I need a fire in your belly. I need you to be mad.
I got 4.5 hours of sleep last night.
Yeah, see, that's a problem.
You want to give us some of that sweet government funding? Maybe we can hire someone to do the morning reports so I can focus on the evening shit like I'm supposed to.
This is what I want. Yeah, get mad, because I plan on it. But you got to do something.
Oh
for me
shit!
first.
Seriously?
Yeah, you gotta do some investigation for me first, though, and that's why I hired Mr. Devlin. And I'm sorry, what's your name?
M.
Wonderful. I some sort of warforged.
1 second, I'll get the investigative reporter right away.
You run to the
You
bathroom.
cut out again.
You
got mute.
You gotta, yeah.
He's gonna run off to the bathroom, and coming back is a half-elven woman wearing a flapper dress, and I gotta remember the name of this hat.
One of those like weird.
A flapper dress and a cloche. A cloche. I don't remember what it's called.
But that
And
tight
carrying
little
a
black
notepad.
hat. Okay.
Yes, that.
Yeah, somewhat.
Hilda, how can I help you?
Vesher kind of opens the
Ashley
door
Livingston, pleased to make your acquaintance.
for you. They came out of the same bathroom. Like,
What were you doing in there then?
she has to be and just looks at you. Sure, I mean, if this is what you got to do, yeah. Okay, so let's.
Everything I do is character. I always have to be in character, okay? I know you know, I know they know, but
Okay. As long as we're all on the
it's
same
for me, it's not for you.
So what?
Do I?
crap.
I don't think
It's
I
the
know.
worst kept secret in media. I know.
And the other two are just like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
But
I just rolled a 4 plus whatever for my insight check, so I'm I don't think I know what you're talking about.
she groks what you're getting. She kind of nods like, "I get it." But she says,
I love this character so much.
"Welcome, M, and welcome to Ashley and Daemon. So, as you know, the Merchants Council holds its elections every 4 years. However, the next election, the election just occurred less than a year ago. But I have just learned that one of my esteemed associates, Elcio, has certain nefarious ties that I think the people of Port Nyanzaru need to be made aware of. I'm not just asking you to dig up dirt on a political opponent, because that feels illegal. Wait, no, it is illegal. So it's not that. It goes beyond. It's a matter of national security and Chult safety. It goes beyond the dragon turtle. I know. Darling, I know.
This still feels a little bit illegal.
She says, I don't want anyone to do anything they're uncomfortable with. But I do believe that Elcio has ties to a cult. And I mean, I've tried to open legal government investigations, but they always get knocked off in the fact-finding phase, and they just get put to a different committee. But it's just, I think somebody else is on the inside. I can't trust anyone here.
So what you're saying is you're on the tail of a massive cult conspiracy infiltrating our government.
Yes.
Well,
I want you all to figure out where it goes. And if I get taken down, I mean, still on this council for 450 years. I could take a break.
you've had a good run.
Believe me, I got plenty of alliances if you need one.
She's kind of, where am I going to go? The city's not that big.
So,
Moonshine owls are nice this time of year, I hear.
Where do you
very
suggest we start with Elzio?
She says, I believe he keeps not illegal. I believe he keeps a second residence that's not on the record. Over
And that's where the.
in a part of the city. Oh, come on. Not you all, sorry. I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit see full size, and I accidentally changed pictures to a bunch of dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
I don't see the problem here.
It's just in the old city. She
What's
says
the issue?
She says she thinks he has a secondary secret residence in the old city.
Okay.
And she says, rumor has it that from some of my contacts that is where perhaps it's a cult or some sort of sex orgy club meeting house. It's one or the other. I mean,
I think the Venn diagram is almost a circle with that sort of situation.
Yeah. Well, one is people do whatever they want as long as it's no judgment on the one.
Consent, I think, is the
of course, obviously, as long as
everybody's
into it.
That's where it's not quite a pure.
The cult is the one I'm more to be clear.
Right.
So if it's the first one, I mean,
right.
If it's the first one, it'll be a little bit longer for me.
Go with Ooptown.
Might take a while to investigate that.
Right.
Yes.
So, in the old city, do you have any sort of specific residence in mind, or do you just hear rumors to that effect?
She heard rumors, but she'll tell you like a cross street, and she thinks it's somewhere in like a 2-block radius of there.
Okay, great. That's a great tip. All right. And now, what are the terms of hire?
Oh, okay. We're gonna pay all of you a day rate. Based on Daemon's day rate. So it's 5 gold a day plus expenses up to 200 gold a day.
Oh,
but
okay.
Like, they're gonna want receipts, and
of course, always get a receipt.
And you can't like pile up like, well, I didn't spend 200 gold yesterday, so now
right.
I've dealt with contractors before. I get it.
Right.
We're being paid 5 gold a day plus expenses.
Yes.
Right.
And 200 for the group.
I can hire a janitor.
Well, this is for the job. How much does the janitor cost?
Probably less than maybe.
Less than an investigator?
Probably.
I hope.
It would be less but more consistent. So yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. And then she says, upon completion of this job, I may have additional jobs for you. The city always needs investigators, protectors. Back when I was a lot younger, adventurers were a lot more common. And, sometimes you just need people who are willing to totally disregard public safety and get the job done.
Well, we could be.
Excuse me.
We could be the people that you need for that kind of work. That could be.
I don't.
Sounds kind of irresponsible.
It is terribly irresponsible. The adventuring economy doesn't make any sense, but let's bring it back. No, she says it's just I can't try. It's more that I need. There's no longer outsiders common trained for this sort of thing that I can go hire. I just don't trust anyone in the government right now. I don't know how high up this goes. Could go up to me.
Well, I never trust anyone in the government.
That's why I got you.
You're the perfect one, yeah, to be hired. Okay.
So
Well,
excited!
do we? Your name Ashley? You said. Is that right?
That would be correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Pleased to meet you, Damon. This is M.
You can call me Ash for short.
Oh, all right. Might be a bit confusing with Asher, so that's fine.
You'll find Asher doesn't have an issue with it.
Okay. I'm thinking more myself, but that's all right. Great. So let's take that cross street information. Are you up for a walkabout tonight, people? Do you what?
Well, I say we go start looking right away.
I see no reason why not.
All right. Great. Well, let's check out that neighborhood, do a recon of the area, and start, I don't know, sniffing around.
Yeah, she'll pull out 15 gold and push it all to you. And
Right.
yeah, she says, "Good luck, and come to me when you have something. It's maybe best if we don't have frequent contact."
Right. Okay. Should we come straight in, or is there some better way of getting home? It's a bit more subtle.
She says you have Vezir's card. Contact him, and he will make sure everything goes through the appropriate channels, and probably have you once again meet on this side door and come in this way.
Great. Perfect. Thank you. All right. We get the address from you. Make the appropriate sort of genuflections on the way out the door, I suppose.
She kind of yeah.
Right.
None of that.
Right. Finish the drink, certainly.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. We take a second when I stand up quickly after having the drink.
Yeah.
Use my tail as like the 3-point steadier, and then take a good sort of shot out the doorway. Manage to avoid the jam, and yeah, wait for my friends here.
I will follow.
So how far is this part of the neighborhood?
Okay. Port Nyanzaru isn't a terribly big city, so it really doesn't take you more than an hour to walk there.
Okay. And is the old city like sketch, or is it posh, or is it?
No, it's posh. So, where's my map? There it is. Yeah,
Is it like gated communities, posh?
It's
kind of,
yeah, it's more new. It's nouveau riche.
Hmm.
So it is kind of gated communities and stuff like that. Like they're all McMansions. It doesn't fit the kind of the aesthetic of downtown either. And it expands way beyond the city walls because it was originally it's the old city, but now they're like, well, people go there because they think it blue bloods them up when it really doesn't.
Sure.
Let's see. Okay. So
Their cosplaying is like they're rich, but they're cosplaying even being richer.
So you head to the cross streets. What would you all like to do?
Is there obvious sort of names on houses? These
Yeah.
McMansions?
Mm-hmm.
So can we rule out some of them? Or at least gather what information is available?
So looking down, none of them match his name.
Right. So, okay, that was my first check. It's like if there's enough. So, do we know if any of the names that are there are more or less likely to be affiliated with this person, based on knowledge of social realities and high society in town?
Yeah, give me a charisma check, everybody.
Great.
Is there one that's just his name spelled backwards?
Wait, that's how you find him.
Alucard.
Absolutely
Right.
terrible on my charisma check.
I did all right.
I got a.
Okay.
I got 15.
18.
15 and 18.
Ooh, nice.
Excellent.
Nice.
Of course, the non-charisma class Warforged gets the 18.
He nails it, right?
Okay, so
I mean, charisma is actually my second highest score.
Oh, I
So,
didn't know that. What class are you?
artificer.
Just a really hot artificer.
Robot.
So,
Sure.
Robe hot. Put the hot in robe hot.
People are into weirder, so whatever.
People
That's
are
right.
into it. So with those checks, you're not seeing any like known associates in city government or like even like police chief or known political allies. You're not seeing anything like that either. Can I get investigation checks from everyone, please?
Mm-hmm.
That I'm great at. That's my expertise. That's a 16.
Okay.
Not good for me. 5.
I rolled absolutely awful.
9.
Fine. Okay. So while M and Daemon are kind of thinking through the Rolodex, and maybe even Daemon pulls out some of his like broadsheets and he's kind of like flipping through them to be like, let me see, have I seen this guy's name in the newspaper and all? Ash, you notice that
Sorry, I just realized I got the number wrong on that. That's supposed to be a 14.
Okay. So you still notice that one of the houses seems to be. At first, you thought maybe the light was just flickering, like it was like loose or dying or something like that. But you realize that it's actually in some sort of. It's patterned. There's a code to it.
Oh boy. Do I recognize any sort of code?
It's not. No, it's not. It's not like a. It's not Morse code or anything like that. So it might just be some kind of signal for something.
I think we found our target, fellas.
What makes you say that?
It's blinking in a very distinct pattern. They're trying to signal someone.
Can we hear music from outside? Or are they just having a big party?
You don't think you can't hear music or anything now?
What's the house like? Is it like in a row of houses? Is it sort of got its own sort of wall perimeter?
It's got its own little walled perimeter, which isn't uncommon for around here.
Sure. Especially Richie peeps.
Yeah, but it's so there's a decent distance between it and its nearest neighbor. But yeah, the yard seems well manicured and well looked after.
Are there lights on? It's getting.
There are lights on the inside. One of the exterior lights is doing the patterned flashing.
And are there any sort of obvious hench people? Guard, concierge, liveried staff?
What's your passive perception?
Passive P is 13.
13? Okay. Yeah, you're not seeing any obvious sentries on the outside.
Okay. All right. What you think, friends?
Well, I suppose I could turn us invisible. That's a thing I can do.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Does that also make us quiet? You would have noticed from the walk, like, it is not quiet when they move.
That doesn't make us quiet.
Okay. Well. You want to turn invisible and do what exactly? that we need to be quiet for to sneak in?
I sneak in is such a harsh term. I prefer the term investigative journalism.
Okay, so you want to journalistically investigate in a nondescript manner. Okay.
That is what I want to do, yes.
All right. You all together or on your?
I would prefer to have a little bit of backup, won't lie.
Okay, fine. Let's just talk through what happens if we're caught.
We don't know each other.
Oh, we all just happen to be sneaking into the same place at the same
We all
time.
just met.
We don't know who
And
gave us this
under
task.
cover of the same invisibility effect at the same time.
We don't know anything.
Okay, so it's some sort of weird magical contagious disease. None of us are. I'm not saying no. Well, okay, obviously, but if we are going to have, some kind of story, if our story is we don't know one another, that's fine, I suppose, because we all agree to that. Emissary, M, what do you think?
I mean, Emissary is nervous about the situation. As a player, I have disadvantage at stealth checks. Just carte blanche. So let's keep that in mind if you're going to try to make me sneak into things.
Right. Well, do we want to be front or do we want to be sneaky? And we could just sort of approach. You have access to some sort of journalistic aspect. I mean, we could be up front and just be, not so straight about why we're there.
Well, that's another option.
And that way we don't have to worry about being sneaky.
As you all are kind of, sitting in the
Standing outside of this house bickering in front of it.
Yeah.
I'd say we're across the street.
Yeah, it's across the street under a street lamp.
Exactly. Smoking.
You can hear there is laughing, and it sounds like it's coming from like the alley behind the house.
Oh, I'm gonna go take a look. I'll sneak up. Hang on, I'll be right back.
I will also sneak up.
Okay.
I'm not missing a story.
14 stealth.
14 stealth. Okay.
I rolled a 11. I'm not rolling well today.
Okay.
All right.
The two of you do your best to sneak, and you see 3 individuals who are wearing, they're kind of adjusting and putting them on, but they're wearing hooded robes. And they're walking towards what looks like a metal door in the back of the house. It kind of seems like they maybe turned the corner and they put on the robes here, and then they're about to go inside.
Okay.
One of them kind of looks over to you, the area where you two are, and say, "Hey, piss off."
Excuse me, do you know where the library is?
Shit.
Not here.
Okay. I will.
Play down.
Are they? How close are they to each other?
They're no more than they're 5 feet apart from each other.
Great. I'm gonna cast darkness on them.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack them because I have Devil's Sight with Eldritch Blast. So I can hit 2 of them, I think. So I have 2 beams with this level. And I'm going to try and knock them out. And... say... And... 15.
I'm sorry, say them again, please.
Sorry, 15 and 14 to hit.
Okay, both hit.
Great. So 1d10 force. 10 and 7.
Okay, so you knock one of them out, but one of them is still... so two of them are still standing. One is hurt,
Right.
and the other one's uninjured.
Okay.
And there is a... Ow! Hey!
Cool.
I can't see!
Should we roll for initiative, or can I
Uh,
do more stuff? Because I want to knock them out and take their robes, man.
That's
three of them, there's three of us.
I know that's what you want. Does anyone else want to take an action?
I can't. It's all dark.
You can act
Well,
with disadvantage.
you know where they were.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try and run up and try to knock one out with the flat of my sword.
Okay. So you have disadvantage, but let's do it.
Well, I rolled an 18 and a 19, so
That's a hit.
and that is going to be. I think I have a rapier. Where's my D8?
What's your dex or your strength? Which one's higher?
My dex is 2.
Okay, yeah, you knock them out. They only had 2 hit points left.
Nice. So
Okay.
Okay, so
the guy I hit, both guys I hit are now knocked out,
both guys you hit are now knocked
and
out.
the one guy who's unaffected is still in the darkness.
Yes, and they say, "What's going on?"
Can I knock them out now?
Jay, would you like to take an action?
Can I see them?
You
No.
can't see them, but you know where they were.
And you might hear some screaming and scuffling.
Well, the guy did just yell and sort of out one aspect of where he
Yeah.
is, right?
But if you need line of sight, you can't do it. But you can still like attack them with something.
Can I drop concentration if he asks me to, as a free action, or is that?
Yeah. I think that'd be fine.
If you say I can't see, I can just drop it.
And then you see.
Well, it's magical darkness, so I don't think my goggles of night would do anything for that, would they?
Right.
No.
No.
Dang.
But I
So-
can drop it.
So yeah,
if you
Daemon can drop it as soon as you're like, I can't see it. So Daemon will drop it, and you can see Ash standing over one of the robed individuals with the butt of their rapier, kind of smacking them. And then there's one person who kind of, now that they can see, kind of their eyes grow big, and they kind of try and adjust to the sudden, not even that much light of nighttime, but kind of blink and readjust.
Okay. So as soon as we go loud-ish,
Mhm.
Emissary is going to take their staff, kind of pop it on the ground. 2 tines are going to shoot out of the side, and it's going to become a very long crossbow.
Okay.
Oh, awesome!
And I would like to shoot probably just like a blunt bolt
Sure. Yeah.
at the one standing guard.
A boxing glove bolt. Sure.
Mental
Pretty
high
much,
five,
yeah.
Andy.
And I rolled a 3.
Okay, that whizzes past their head.
Do you have more than one attack?
I
Don't think so.
don't think so either.
I think only war artificers get that.
Okay. This individual turns and starts to
Yeah,
run
no
away
attack
from you.
for action 1.
Attack
Okay.
of opportunity.
Okay, so Ash will get an attack of opportunity, and then Daemon, it'll be your turn again.
Great.
I miss.
Okay.
Okay. 2 Eldritch Blast. Pow pow.
Okay.
That is a 14 and a 11.
11's a miss, but 14's a hit.
Great. 8.
Ooh.
Just under, right?
It's just under. Cultists
Like
have
9 or
9 hit
something.
points. Yep.
Damn it!
So they take a hit and they kind of stagger.
Uh-huh.
But they're for the matter, they're still running from you. So Ash, you can attempt to catch them. They use their turn to dash though, so they're 60 feet away from you.
Had I cursed him, I would have
Can
had a +3 bonus to my damage
Oh.
rolls, but I did not do that.
Can I use vicious mockery?
Sure.
All right,
What do
he
you-
needs to make a wisdom save.
What are you gonna say to him?
S-
He's very
Take a
good at
nap,
those.
dummy.
He's very good at those. He joined a cult. He rolled a 2.
Take a nap, dummy.
Okay, so minimum damage will do it. So
And are you just like an old lady? Did I get the impression that you were an old lady when you were beginning your bluff with these guys?
Sure, why not?
And did you maintain your old lady disguise when you were kicking ass?
Still in the flapper dress, but yes.
Okay. Well, sure. Stylish. I'm not
And he's gonna,
whatever.
and Ashton's gonna turn back into a flapper and kind of just take a bow.
okay, so in this alleyway, if you quickly kind of drag the other person back into the alleyway, there are now 3 individuals. They're wearing, as I said, black robes with hoods, and they have masks.
Great.
Oh, we're gonna put those on for sure.
Absolutely. And
Identify? Is any of this magic or cursed?
No, none of it is magic or cursed.
Good.
Yes, that is a good
Thank
call.
Would
Cult.
like to check that before we start putting cult masks on.
Cult bullshit. But that is where we will end the first episode. With
Yay!
you all donning disguises to go in to the cult house.
Which is really the only way to end an episode in a campaign like this.
Really good thing someone took disguise self. That's all I'm gonna say.
Outros and plugs. Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan. You can follow me on Twitter or don't. It's whatever. Black Lives Matter. Wash your hands. Be nice to each other. And enjoy watching the NBA playoffs if that is the thing you like to do.
Awesome. Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. A lot of the same things. You can follow me on Twitter or not. Be kind. Wash your hands. Wear your masks. Black Lives Matter.
Timothy.
Hi, I'm Timothy. This is fun. Having a good time. I'm on Insta. Battery's gone. I'm on Instagram, where I do art. Timothy McCown Reynolds. And Black Lives Matter. Black Trans Lives Matter. Vote. Save the post office. Get on that. Write your, hit up the resist bot if you can, if you haven't already, to sign petitions and reach out to your reps. I've done it on a number of topics lately. That's all. Have fun.
As always, I echo what everyone has said. I just bought stamps yesterday. Be kind. Don't be racist. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. We love all of you. Be safe.